Why are we so constantly in this kind of mindset that we can people please? Why do we continuously, as human beings, think we have the gravity and the power to appeal to everybody around us? Why do we as human beings think that we can make everybody happy? That we can impress everybody? That we can do everything in our power to make people gravitate towards us? Right? When God tells you that this certain person or these group of people aren't for you, they aren't for you. Therefore, do not try to choose these people. Do not try to appeal to these people. Do not try your hardest and darnest to bring these people towards your inner circle. I think as human beings, we get into this idea that because of who we are, because of the good deeds we do, just by trying to impress these group of people, that these are the people that are needed in our lives, right? Something we consistently do as human beings. Like, I don't care, right? I used to be that way. I used to want to be in a group of individuals. I want to be around the cool kids, be around the people who are amazing, be around this group of people who, man, they're so cool. They got all the money. They got all the little bitty clout that they got in high school. They got all this little clout they got in middle school. They're known around known around the city, known around whatever the case may be, known around the state. But one thing I learned to realize is these same people are doing the exact same thing you are doing, and you are no better. Right? If God made us leaders, why are we being followers? Why are we being people pleasers? Right? Jesus, the most perfect human being of all time, never made a mistake. Only did what the Father told him to do. Only did what God told him to do. Only did what the Holy Spirit told him to do. Was crucified on a cross, was hated on, was spit on, was nailed to the cross. Out came blood and water. His body was beaten. He was whipped. They hated him. They didn't even believe. His own disciples didn't even believe he said who he was until he did what he did. But at the end of the day, he still was going to be turned on. He still was going to be hated. Right? Luke chapter 6 verse 22 talks about, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. The world hated Jesus first before it hated you. So therefore, if you came into a dark world where all the odds were stacked against you, then why are you consistently trying to people please? People please because they want to impress people. They think that getting people's validation is more important than living the life that God wants you to live. If that was so important, God would have told you that was the most important thing. If God told you to people please, he would have told you to. But this is the thing. John 15:18 says, if you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. But guess what? That's not the case. The world doesn't love you. The world only gravitates towards you when you can bring value. Right? If you can bring a certain value to people, if you can bring money, or you can bring new inventions, or you can bring new cars, new creations, that's what people value. But let you make one little slip up or one little mistake, let you become a celebrity, and see how people talk about you, see how people judge you, when we are the same exact people who do similar things and who make mistakes. Why do we as human beings consistently criticize other people when we do the exact same thing? I think it's a I'm better than you thing. I think it's as Christians, oh yeah, you're a Christian, so you make this mistake. Oh yeah, we're gonna put you on a pedestal. Oh yeah, you think you're better than us because you're Christian. You just made that mistake yesterday. As a matter of fact, I'm better than you because you made that mistake and I didn't. And I'm not a Christian. So I'm not a Christian. I won't be criticized. But at the same time, you are being judged the exact same way. Except, you know what the difference is? There is a heart of knowing, there is a mindset of knowing. There is wisdom of knowing that you made the mistake. There is that guilt that you feel when you make the mistake. See, people who are outside of the faith don't know better. They will make a mistake and they will be like, oh yeah, I did this and that, right? I just got a body. Oh, that's so good. So good. I'm proud of you, bro. Like, no. Right? You are committing sin. Sin leads to death. The Tower of Shiloh fell on the people because they didn't have a repentant heart. Read about it in Luke chapter 13. These people committed adultery, different sources of sin, right? Jesus asked, I believe it was Isaiah. Isaiah, do you really believe these people are better than the people of Jerusalem? I mean, my bad, are worse than the people of Jerusalem just because they committed a sin? Yes, the Tower of Shiloh fell because these people did not have a repentant heart. But because they didn't have a repentant heart, that's what happened. See, God gives grace to those who recognize that they've made the mistake, right? But see, the world will criticize and hate you. Unconditional love and grace is given through God. But the world will hate you. The world will not love you. The world will not care. They will push you down until you have to dig yourself up out of the grave, right? You get thrown into a pit, you have to dig yourself up out the pit. The world will only help you so much. And if that, they may not help at all, right? Here's the thing. We have to be able to dictate, right, who is for our lives and who isn't. If you constantly are having to please people, this group of people, maybe you should take a self-reflection of who your circle is. Maybe you should look and analyze who is in that circle. Maybe you should look at and analyze the body language of these people. Analyze what they say, what they do, their emotional status, their mental status, right? Maybe how they take care of their bodies, what they put in their bodies, the things that they do, right? Do they smoke? Do they drink? Do they go to parties? Do they, whatever else they do? You need to analyze these things, right? Because the worst thing you can do is waste your time on the wrong people. These people weren't even meant to be in your life, and you're consistently trying to please people over God. What is the problem with you, with people doing that? Like, I don't care if a group of friends I've been friends with for all my life, I don't care if they turn against me. I ain't turning against God. I don't care. I'm choosing God over my parents. I'm choosing God over my friends, my family. I'm choosing God over my future wife, whatever the case may be. I'm choosing God over them because they are not helping me get to heaven. God is the one who ultimately judges us on if we get to heaven. The worst thing you can hear is, I never knew you. That is the worst thing you can hear. We want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. We want to hear that. But why are you people pleasing? Why are you pleasing people who are going in the grave as you will? Why are you pleasing people who know nothing about you? It's crazy. You try to impress people who don't even know your middle name. And if you don't have a middle name, they don't even know your last name. As a matter of fact, they probably don't even call you by your first name. They probably call you by a nickname. Let's be honest. Somehow, some way, their influence gives you this feeling that they're your God. That's the issue. When you start trying to people please, you start putting them above God. That is another issue. You need to quit. All right? Stop putting these people on a pedestal. Stop putting these people who may have some clout, have some fame, stop putting them on a pedestal. They're no better than you, right? All these things we have, money, status, all these things will leave. The only thing we can leave in this world is the impact we've made, right? How many souls did you bring to Christ, right? Did you preach the gospel, right? Did you teach others about God, right? Did you share your testimony, right? That's going to establish a bigger overall impact on a reflection of your life. Whenever you're laying in your deathbed, right, at your funeral, and people talk about you, I wonder what they'll say about you. Will they say this was a man of God, or will they say, man, this dude, he was just so sick in the head. This dude, like, he was such a bad person. Like, how do you want to be remembered? right? And a lot of times, do you want to remember as a party animal? Do you want to remember as somebody that just likes to have fun? Or do you want to live a life and be remembered by people as somebody who tried to better your life and better other people's lives? Think about that. I'm going to leave you with this. You have to prioritize choosing God over yourself and other people. People come and go in this life, right? The people you were friends with right now and that you have around you right now may not be around you in the next couple months, next month, next year, right? We just started 2025. And I know you already probably lost some relationships and some friendships. And that is absolutely okay. But see, this is a season of growth that you have to step in, right? If God ordained for you to step into this next year, that means he needs improvement. That means he requires a new level of understanding. And because of that new level of understanding, it's time to gravitate towards impressing and choosing God. I hope you enjoyed this video. Join the Discord if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. Post a video every day. Thank you for watching. As always, God bless.